Jim Farmer here from Castaway Bait and Tackle. It's April the 2nd, Sunday. It's about lunchtime. I'm getting ready to go out on the lake and see if we can find a couple bass out there. Right now outside it's blue skies. We got a little bit of wind out of the east, more than a little bit. We got quite a bit of wind out of the east. So probably what I'm going to do this afternoon is I'm going to stay in the creeks. I'm probably going to be hitting secondary points. I'm going to be hitting some docks and things like that. So we're going to get out there and see if we can get 5 good ones this afternoon. I got 3 or 4 hours to fish, so I got my fingers crossed that maybe we can find a few fish. And I'll show you what I'm going to use. This is the only thing I'm going to use this afternoon, just to see if I can get a limit on this. But right now the water temps on the lake are anywhere from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Probably by the end of the day they might get close to 70, but whenever the water temps get like that, well, there's something that I really like to do, especially in April when we get into spring, and that's during the shad spawn, the threadfin shad. They get up in the shallows and the bass chase them up in there when they get ready to spawn. So what I like to do is get a crankbait after them. And I made a crankbait, well, I've been making a crankbait for a while, that kind of matches or mimics the threadfin shad. And this is it here. It's my little 1.5. For you guys that follow me on Facebook and my blog and on my website, why, this little guy right here has just been phenomenal for about the last 2 weeks. I took this down to Oconee, and Oconee water temps were about the same as Lanier. So they were getting ready to have their little shad spawn on Oconee, so I was throwing this too. And doing pretty good with it, getting some pretty good bass on Oconee. So brought it back here to Lanier, chunking it around to Lanier, getting quite a few bass with it. But if you look at it, it's got kind of a medium diving lip. This thing dives 6 to 8 feet. So what I've been doing is I've been throwing it around rocky points, docks, and things like that, where I'm thinking that the shad are going to spawn. And I've been doing real good with it. So we're going to get out there this afternoon, see if we can get a few fish on it. Hopefully I can get a little bit of catching on video. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I've got the camera all charged up, got an extra battery pack, and plenty of memory in the camera right now. So we're going to go out there. Wanted to say it's my grandson's birthday today, and happy birthday, Aiden. Hopefully you get to see this, and hopefully we can catch some fish this afternoon. So we're going to get out there and catch a few and see you on the lake. Number 4, keeper number 4. I didn't really record anything because it's so rough out here, but got 3 in the live well. This one makes number 4. Alright, there's fish number 5. I've been out here about 2 hours. Tell you guys, it's Sunday afternoon out on Lanier. It's about 75, 80 degrees, and you know what that means. Guggenfest. So I'm back here in these little pockets, out of the wind, out of the waves, out of the boats, and the bass got the same idea I do. Like I said, it took me about 2 hours to get a limit. I got a limit in there. Didn't do much video because I was fishing out there with all the Googans. Couldn't set the camera up. Now I'm back here in this nice little quiet pocket and finished out my limit. Now I probably got about 10 or 12 pounds right now. We're gonna work on getting maybe 16 pounds, 18 pounds before I go home. So, by the way, everything I've caught so far is on this. I put a red hook on the front of it, and it seems to be working a little better for the bigger fish right now. So it's my little 1.5 medium diver, doing good today. We just got one upgrade here. Pretty nice bass. Another one off that crankbait on a rocky point. That's what I've been doing here, is just getting back in these pockets where the boats aren't, hitting these rocky points and just throwing that crankbait around. I don't think we're gonna call though. Pretty good one right here. That's big boy number 3. I got 2 that are a little smaller. So, I've been calling for a while now. Hey guys, it's about, I guess about 5 o'clock, 5:15 on Sunday. I've been out here for about 4 or 5 hours. Been throwing the crankbait, doing the same thing, hitting the rock piles. Started out just a little bit slow. I had to make a couple adjustments on location, and then had to put that bleeding red treble hook on my crankbaits to get some bigger fish. But it's been a good afternoon. It's been somewhere between ridiculous and insane. But I got some good bass finally. I probably got 15 or 20 bass total, but I got a few big ones, so I'll show you guys what I got here. There's the first one here. Couldn't call him. Another decent bass here. This is bass number 2. Starting to get a little bit bigger. This is bass number 3. Pretty good one here. Here's another good one, bass number 4. This guy's kind of the tank of the day, bass number 5, but there's a couple of big ones here. So it's been a good afternoon of fishing. All I did was I tell you, I was kind of thinking like the bass were thinking, or the bass were thinking like I was thinking. I was getting away from all this boat traffic and hitting some of these secondary rocky points that were kind of out of the way, out of the waves, a little calmer water. There's a lot of cloudy water because of all the boat traffic and wind, but that really didn't seem to matter too much. I tell you, them clouds and all that mud and stuff, it might not go all the way to the bottom. So throwing that crankbait, I was getting it down, 6-8 feet, and probably getting below some of that dingy water. But a couple of things that I did that helped me out a lot was keep the boat out in 20 feet, at least 20 feet of water off them rocks, because some of these bigger fish came, 15 feet of water, something like that. So I was keeping the boat out a little bit, and, that was probably helping me a lot with the crankbait. Putting that red hook on there, I think that was a difference maker. I tell you, man, if you're catching dinks and having a hard time, you got to change something up. For me, it was just changing location, changing that hook to a red hook, started getting some bigger fish. So when I'm cranking, there's 3 things that I think about. Number 1 is location, finding the right rocks. I was looking for the right rocks today, and I found the right rocks that had the bigger fish on it. Number 2 is crankbait speed. Man, I see a lot of guys throw the crankbait and just bring it back in, and they don't vary their speed. I'm always varying my speed. Today, I had to have it at a certain speed before they'd hit it, and it was slower. Slower I brought it in, the more fish I got. And number 3 is deflection. Hardly anybody ever talks about deflection, but I like to beat my crankbait off of stuff. If I'm dragging that crankbait on the bottom, if I hit something, I'll stop it. I'll change directions a little bit. I'll speed it up. I'll slow it down. And some of these fish were coming off of the rocks. When I'd hit something and deflect off a rock or a log or something like that, that's when they'd hit it. So deflection's really important with your crankbaits. But I had a good afternoon. 4 hours of fishing, five good fish, 5 good keepers. Probably, I was hoping to get about 16 pounds. I think I got, fairly close to that. So all in all, it was a good day. Only used 1 crankbait all day, the 1.5 Shad crank. So that was the bait of the day. Had a good time. Time for dinner. See y'all later.